for jumping on. Yay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started just for time's sake. Hi, Tara. Welcome. Hi, Miley Ginger. Welcome. Aloha, Nani. Nice to see you, honey, this afternoon. I'm so glad that you guys are on, and we're going to just roll through this information. So we're going to have a little fun this afternoon because I'm in a nice, cheerful afternoon after that beautiful call this morning. So we're going to get rolling. It's about 2:31, and I'm going to share my screen. So aloha, everyone. Before I do, this is the Kamaile face of Hawaii in Kailua on Oahu. And I am sharing from my heart today about something that I believe in regards to our health and the power of nutrigenomics. So we're going to go a little bit into our tri-synergizer. I brought a little pack to show you guys today. So I get into it in regards to some science, so hang in there with me because this call can tend to feel like it might be a lot of information, but when it sinks into your body, and when you hear it a couple times over, by either somebody who loves you that is sharing this information with you, or if you'd like to jump in on our weekly call, we might do it actually again on Saturday. It really starts to make sense. And that's where I was as a Hawaiian health practitioner for something close to 20 years now. When I first went to listen to the information, I was pretty much like this. You can't teach me nothing. I got stuff growing in my yard that you're talking about, and I pound my own medicine and I make my own, la'au lapa'au is what we call it here in Hawaii. So when I heard the science behind it and the synergy of the blend of what I like to call a blend of indigenous warriors of la'au, of medicine, plant medicine, I was impressed. So without further ado, here we go. I'm going to share my screen, and if any of you, you can raise your hand. I'm not as great as at multitasking while I'm talking, but I'm happy to answer any questions at the end. So definitely make note of something that is not, maybe clicking with you at the moment and you need a little more information. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that so that we can see everything. And then let's press play here. So this is one of my favorite quotes. It's let's build wellness rather than treating disease. And I think that's obvious for everyone. We definitely want to be in a place in our lives where we are not wishing that we had taken care of our health as well as we could have while just trucking along through life. And that's easy to do, is to get away, for life to get in the way and for our personal health to actually suffer sometimes. So one of my favorite quotes, and then I always love to ask this question: do you control your health span? So what does that mean? So we know that statistics say that our brain starts to react slowly as we age. Our eyes, once we mature over 40, they start to blur. Our ears go, our heart rate, declines. Our lungs, interesting enough, our breathing capacity declines by age of 20. Did you know that? Obviously, we've heard about our bones and our muscle mass. So when you're looking at your health span, we really want to look at three huge, these three main components here is what I really focus in on. And that is, what is our lifestyle like? What are we eating? What are we putting into our bodies? What are we drinking? What are we consuming? Are we consuming enough water? Are we getting enough daily sunlight? Are we getting out there? Are you in an environment that actually supports your health? Or, are you somewhere where it's rainy and cold and damp and gray most days, and have to recreate that environment indoors? And I also personally love to look at our environment, meaning the surroundings. Like, how are we keeping our spaces positive and healthy at home or at work, so that it can ho'omana us, as I like to say, or recharge us when we walk into that room, rather than bring our energy down. And so basically, when we look at all of these, then we start to look at how are we affecting our genetics, and how is our genes actually expressing? Are we allowing our genetic expression to really take control, and we're just going, oh, well, that's just it? Or are we making mindful choices to actually change that? So I love and can go down the rabbit hole of epigenetics and biohacking for days. So epigenetics basically is telling us, as it is saying in the slide right here, that 97% of our genetic code can be actually changed through the choices that we make. So if we look here on the right, meditation, diet, nutrition, like we're talking about today, environmental factors, like we mentioned, ways to de-stress. Are we sleeping? How is our sleep quality? Are we sleeping enough? Are we really listening to our bodies when we do that? And studies, I love this part of it. I've done tons of research on relationships and community building. So when we're able to actually move from our heart chakras and our heart centers and actually build closer relationships, not only within our home, but also within our communities, it's showing. So they do tests where, they hook monitors up to your heart and into your brain, and they're showing that we can actually change our genetic expression, the healthier, we can actually get healthier by doing things such as building your relationship. Huge. So epigenetics is something that I'm so passionate about. Biohacking, on the other hand, I was like, what is that word? That does not resonate with me as an indigenous healer. I did not understand it, but when I did, I really realized that biohacking just means that you're taking control over your environment environment, both internally, and I like to expand it to where I'm taking care of that on the external, what's coming in, what's going out, who's in my energy space. There's so many ways that we can actually biohack our lives to actually live a healthier expression of ourselves. So we are biohacking in particular, and I'll get into our company name in a minute, with Nutrigenomics. This is huge. So let's break it down. Nutrigenomics. So nutri, obviously coming from nutrients. Genomics, we're affecting our genetic expression. So the study of how nutrients and naturally occurring compounds affecting our genes. So this is we are at the forefront of nutrigenomics, and we are LifeVantage. We have been around for the last 10 years, a very solid company. We have been leading the forefront of nutrigenomics in this field, where we have really understood how not only nutrition is helping us, get energy and obviously feeding our bodies. We know all of that to be true. But how can we actually take those compounds and that nutrient and actually change the expression of our genetic code, change the expression of our cellular behavior? So I am super excited to mention this. So when I say we're taking it seriously, I mean it. We are taking biohacking and actually taking control of our health very seriously. So today we're going to talk about the anti-aging trifecta on the left, the family of synergizers. I love, love, love that our company is also huge advocate for gut health. Gut health is so key because it's our second brain. So we actually not only look at gut health through probiotics and obviously our brain health, heart health, anything squishy through our omegas, but we're looking at smart weight management through our gut, people. I love that concept. We're not, it's not a fad, it's not something, but we're looking at a prebiotic to help to get our gut aligned with feeling better, actually using the nutrients that we're putting into our bodies, because that's part of it, gang. You can't just sit on the couch and eat potato chips and Cheetos and expect that something's gonna magically change. This is a tool that we're using. So along with that, we're looking at nootropics. Amazing to look up. It's basically smart energy, it's brain health. We're taking that science and we're using it specifically for our brain health. We know that our largest organ is our skin. So the less toxicity that we put into our bodies and on our bodies, the better chances we have to actually fighting off free radicals. And we'll go into that a little bit later. So guess what? We've come up with hair care, skin care, Amazing, amazing testimonies I'm not going to get into today. And then of course we don't leave out our pets. So this is called canine pet tandem, but we have a whole equine, family. I give it to my kitty cat. He got into a fight the other day. I gave it to him to boost his immunity. So this is basically our little lineup of biohacking. And the reason why I mention it is because it's huge, and it's so huge that these people right here on this screen did actually independent studies on our flagship product alone. We have over 26 peer-reviewed studies. There's actually 31 studies in the works, but 26 that have been published. You can check it out yourself and do your own homework. PubMed.gov, PUBMED.gov. But we're talking about American Heart Association, American Aging, Harvard, Colorado State. I mean, all of these people actually put in their independent funds and monies to actually send it to a certain, doctors do some research. They have to send it to another set of doctors to actually, they have to concur that that research was actually valid, and then it can be published. So no other supplement, which we're an activator, has ever been able to produce one paper, let alone 26. So we're on to something, and we've known that for some time here. So like I mentioned, 31 peer-reviewed or 31 studies that are in the work, 26 that are published for sure. But today we're going to talk about, like I said, the 3 theories of aging. So this is our family, our flagship product. This is what I was showing here earlier. This is kind of just one daily dose of what I and my family take, and that's our tri-synergizer. So we're going to go into that today. I like to start off with our flagship product. It is huge. If anything, this is my favorite. Well, I don't know. Anyway, it's definitely one where I would suggest to start. If not all of these are amazingly together. But let's look at this. So our Pro Tandem NRF2 Synergizer has these 5 ingredients on the bottom here: turmeric, milk thistle, green tea, bacopa, ashwagandha. All of these were in my cupboard, like I said. And so I was like, you can't tell me nothing. But then when I realized it's this synergistic blend of basically all of these coming together in a formulation that is basically microdosing. So we're not raping the earth, which I love, but we are also just, Dr. McCord, who actually came out with this with his team of doctors back in 2005, I think it even just aired. So it was prior to that, that he discovered this. They went a pharmaceutical route. They realized, nope, too many side effects. This is not what I want. When teamed up with some Ayurvedic doctors, these are world indigenous herbs that are, like I said, the warriors that are fighting, and they are coming together to help us upregulate and downregulate. So we're going to talk about basically antioxidants in just a second. But one of the things that I'm going to highlight today is we're going to talk about glutathione a little bit more than others. This increases our glutathione by over 300%. Amazing. Increases our catalase by 54%, and our superoxide, I can't ever say that. I'm reading it off the screen. I can't say it. Our SOD by 30%. So, and what we love to say is that it lowers our oxidative stress by 40%, an average of 40% within 30 days. So I like facts. I'm all about facts. So this is just one study off of PubMed that was published, that was shown here in the Business Wire, that this new study of Pro Tandem produces 300% increase of glutathione, which is a key antioxidant and anti-aging factor. So that is huge. People in Hollywood and every other ways is like trying to get glutathione for boosting our cells' ability to actually look plump and younger. But what it does on a cellular level, we're going to learn in just a moment, and why it's important in right now, today's day. So the power of glutathione. Let's talk about this. So I love to show this, the pyramid of antioxidants. So like we talked about, we have SOD at the top, catalase in the middle, glutathione. So even though glutathione, it looks like it's lesser of the 3, it actually is hugely important. And why it's so important is because it's actually noted as the most powerful antioxidant and detoxifier within our body. So it controls inflammation. It removes heavy metals and free radicals from the body. It reduces antioxidants for reuse, contains cancer-fighting properties, and ultimately what we're talking about, it supports our immune system. So this is huge. This is really something that we're proud of, and definitely what we need. Because I'm a health coach, I like to tell people, you know, please eat foods to access your NRF2 pathway. And I should probably explain that, but I will in a second here. To actually access your NRF2 pathway, eat foods that are rich in protein and amino acids. Eat a diet that is high in antioxidant and cruciferous foods, and definitely sulfur-rich foods. All of these can actually activate what is called our NRF2 pathway. So what is our NRF2 pathway? It's actually a pathway within our cells that it's a communication. So basically what our product is doing is, and when you're activating such as these foods, it's going in, this is what our product does. It goes in, it rings the doorbell. The cell actually recognizes it because of this pathway. It says ding dong, lets it in, and then whoop, flips a switch so that it's turning on our body's ability to make antioxidants at millions per second. So that is huge per cell. So even though you can gain all of this activations through foods, it's a minute amount in comparison to what our product is doing. We know through studies that you cannot eat enough. Okay, thank you, I'm on my call. You cannot eat enough foods and nutrition to actually get the same activation that we're doing now. Nutrition, if you will, in the scientific world is basically coming in the back door, is kind of how it's explained, coming in the back door, and our bodies are trying to assimilate it and actually get it to the places that it needs to go. Whereas Protanum is coming in the front door, ringing that doorbell and turning on that light switch. And it is amazing. Basically what we're trying to do is get us back to the time where we started aging, which is the age of 20. So why it's so particular and why I'm bringing it up today is because this is just one study that I found and one snippet of an article that I've found on, of course, what's all on our minds is the COVID-19. So glutathione is particularly pertinent to the discussions on coronavirus, as one of its most important functions of glutathione is to maintain the integrity of the viral capsid, ensuring that the virus does not penetrate the cell and infect the body. Huge, huge. So guess what? Our product, unlike any other, is actually increasing our body's ability, our own natural ability to produce glutathione by over 300%. Really amazing. So we're going to get into a little bit more about what our flagship product does. And basically, we talked about it a little earlier, and it's lowering oxidative stress. So what is oxidative stress? Oxidative stress is an imbalance of the production of free radicals due to numerous daily exposures and the ability to our bodies to neutralize or detoxify their harmful effects. So basically, just the process of eating food, we're going to, the biochemical response is actually free radicals. Let's see here, smoke, in and around us, too much exercise, too little exercise, not enough of the right foods, poor diet. Let's see here, the 5G cells, just any of the things that are bombarding us. We're bombarded by sextillion free radicals per day. So guess what? No wonder we're tired. It's not just mom brain. There are biochemical things that are happening within our body that we cannot fight oftentimes, but this is a tool that helps us to do that. So I am such a visual person, and I love this slide. So, okay, let's compare this. You sit an apple, fresh hopefully from the tree, that'd be awesome, but in Hawaii, it's from the store. So fresh from the store, you put it on the countertop. In a couple days, maybe you slice it open. In a couple days, you're going to get the browning of an apple. And that is what is happening when oxidation occurs in a cellular pattern. And then over time, obviously, it's going to decay. So let's compare that to a cell. So a normal cell, nice, healthy, plump, is actually, functioning well. Over time, it starts to get attacked by the free radicals that we talked about, and you start to see the demise of the cell. Well, over time, if it starts to actually die off or actually split off, we know that that we can start to see cognitive dysfunction, and then we also see that when cells split off, typically we're seeing bigger illnesses and diseases such as cancer and ALS, and just a lot of the big wigs. I'll show you a slide here in a second. Yep, this is it. On PubMed.gov, we know that oxidative stress is actually the root cause of over 250 illnesses and disease. So anywhere from diabetes to celiac disease, rheumatoid arthritis, ADHD, all of these can be linked back to oxidative stress. It's been no secret, and there's thousands of research papers and research on oxidative stress. So type it in, PubMed.gov, oxidative stress and diabetes, whatever it is that's coming at you that you might be worried about genetically, see if we can reduce that for you through our flagship products. So again, re-emphasizing, we are able to claim that our product, our flagship product in particular, that NRF2 pathway that we're activating reduces our oxidative stress by 40% within 30 days by activating our cells. So we don't like to claim that we can cure, mitigate, treat. What else is there? This is not a one-all. This is tools to help your body do what it's supposed to naturally do before we start the process of aging. And that unfortunately starts as early as 20. So let's see here. The next theory of aging, let's get into real quickly, is our protandem NRF1, and this is huge as well. So this promotes mitochondrial health, and mitochondrial dysfunction is something that you can, again, look up. We don't want to get there. Basically, ATP, it boosts our ATP. ATP is our energy center, our powerhouse of our cells. Without it, we would not be alive. So we definitely want to improve this. This product in particular, all natural again, as you can see the ingredients there below, helps to improve sleep quality, cognitive, brain health, supports healthy circulatory and cardiovascular systems. An amazing, amazing product. This is what I swear by that helped me with my sleep. I almost felt guilty after over 5 years of not sleeping well, of having a newborn. But now that newborn is 5 years old, so still fighting against sleep, but definitely our products have been helping tremendously. And I've been a year and a half now of taking them consistently and religiously. Our last one, and it's just going to be real quick, but it's our NAD Synergizer. I love this product. So this gets a little science heavy. So I real quickly, basically some of the research that I've been doing and some of the doctors that have actually helped to discover this, ill-related to our company, Dr. David Sinclair on one interview says that basically NAD is found in each and every cell. Now, when he did research on intermittent fasting or caloric restriction, and we're talking 500 to 800 calories per day for a long period of time. Oops, sorry guys, for a long period of time. That sounds awful to me. But what happened was the NAD that normally was going about its business in the cell actually started to come out and feed what we now know as the family of sirtuins. Sirtuins now, they can go into the cell, get this, go into the cell, unravel the DNA, fix the DNA, put it all back together, put that cell back together intact, and then vacuum up the outside. The whole process is called autophagy. I mean, I'm getting a little geeky sciencey on you, but it is absolutely amazing. So guess what? Bottom line, it improves mental focus, concentration, no joke. We're cleaning up ourselves here. Send them on their merry way, feeling like they are bouncing off the walls 28. Well, I don't know about bouncing off the walls, but boost mental and physical energy. I have been using this with athletes on my team, and we have seen amazing success in their recovery and performance times, you name it, because of the physical energy and also the ability for the cells to regenerate. And I'd love to point out that, again, maintains cholesterol levels that are already in a healthy age. So we're looking here at NAD, really supporting, we talked about Healthspan. This is helping to support our lifespan. David Sinclair notes that he wants to be 120, but be in the body of a 56-year-old, health-wise, as well as mentally and physically. So that's exciting. And I'm excited to note that we are the only product that is all natural, that is producing results through our NAD, that increases our NAD performance, and which therefore increases our sirtuin performance by 100% within 24 hours. Literally, hands down, the best product on the market. And that's not my word, that's statistics out there. At the end of the day, this is kind of a little aid, if you will, to help you to remember. So A, antioxidant, neutralizing free radicals within our bodies. I, immune booster. D, and detoxifiers. So all of these things together, that is what this little tri-synergizer packet is. We have so many products that support our body in so many different ways, but this is a great way to get started. Because at the end of the day, guys, at the end of every day, whether or not you be social distancing or in the house, what we're trying to do for our bodies is create mental health, create heart health, create memories that are full of joy and full of experience that gets us to deeper meanings of our lives. And all of this is completely invaluable. So if you have tools to help you to do that, to help you feel better, think better, do better, I mean, that is what I feel truly enriches our lives. So how do we get started? You get started by saving here. So this pack right here, 30-day supply, is $127.99 on monthly subscription. So I like to point this out because if you work backwards on a daily basis, you're looking at $4.17. I think one of those big, tall coffees, whatevers, are about that at Starbucks. So compare it to that, compare it to all of the money that you're saving by not driving as much, compare it to all of the little things that you typically pick up along the way. My Ginger always says, you know, oh, I'm saving choke on just not buying all of my my little what is it, probiotic drinks. Anyway, I just cracked up. So all of the ways you can save, invest it. It's like investing in your financial future. You're actually investing in the future and health and longevity of you and your family. So this is one way to do it. Talk about your family. I love sharing that you can also bundle and save, so you can get packs that make a little bit more sense to not only for your health, but also for your family's health. It's also a smart idea to, if you truly want to biohack on all levels, to be a product of all the products. The science is there, guys. It is amazing. So we're running out of time. So we'll pass on through this, but if you are a product of the product, guess what? I naturally ended up wanting to share. And that is what we find that most people want to do. So if you are interested at all, our company is rapidly expanding leaps and bounds right now because people are out of a job. People are looking for ways that they can create a side hustle, a side income, or a main income to support them through times like these. That doesn't mean that you don't have to go back to something that you truly ultimately love and didn't want to let go of. That means that you're being smart and you're diversifying your energies to actually to have a plan B, to have savings that is coming in on a residual income. And it was natural for me to share, and that's all we're doing. So I really appreciate your joining us today. Please get back to the person that invited you. We are a heartfelt company and a heartfelt team that is just looking to better the lives of people. And even if it's just a listening ear, we're here for you. So mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. And if you guys have any questions,